There's the St Barnabas Museum and church right in front of me. This truly is the crossroads of religions, belief, faiths, all in one. Look at these beautiful arches in the courtyard. If you don't like confined places, I'd recommend not to go in here. Welcome to St Barnabas. Today, I'm taking you inside one of Cyprus's most important spiritual landmarks. This is the monastery of St Barnabas, named after the island's patron saint. It's a place full of history, faith, and stories that goes back almost 2,000 years. It is both holy to Christians and Muslims. The Christians regard St Barnabas as an apostle and a very important person, or a saint, whereas on the other hand, Muslims also regard St Barnabas in high standing, but don't regard him as a saint, but as someone that was close to Jesus in the times of the spread of Christianity. St Barnabas travelled all around the Mediterranean spreading Christianity, but his life ended here in Cyprus where he was martyred. Some say he was stoned to death. His followers buried him secretly with the Gospel of Matthew placed on his chest. That's why this monastery was built so close to his tomb. Look at these beautiful arches in the courtyard. This monastery was originally built in the 5th century and then rebuilt in the 18th century after a number of earthquakes destroyed the earlier version. You can really feel the layers of history in these walls. Today on my visit, St Barnabas is buzzing with activity. We have so many tourists here. Tourist buses coming in and out of this place. It is absolutely packed. So here you'll find Byzantine icons, manuscripts, religious treasures from old, and each piece is a snapshot of the long spiritual heritage that exists here in Cyprus. This truly is the crossroads of religions, belief, faiths, all in one, right here at St Barnabas Monastery. Just through these doors that swing open and closed, very tight fit, so if you've got a backpack you kind of need to go in sideways, are the icons and ceramics that are found in this area. Let's go inside. Right next to the church is the Archaeology Museum, and that is where I am now. This museum in the back courtyard houses different types of pottery, ceramics, all from the different eras like the Middle Bronze Age, the Hellenistic period, the Roman period, and beyond. You'll see there's these air-conditioned rooms all around the courtyard, and in the smaller displays on either side of the wall, you'll see the different artefacts and icons that have been found in the local area. Recently, they found a lot of jewellery that came out of a tomb, and that's all on display here in the Archaeology Museum at the back of the St Barnabas Monastery. Can you believe that this ceramic is aged between 650 to 750 BC, and it is still in great condition? Also found in the excavations are Ottoman dishes and artefacts from the 16th century. Have a look at these plates. Cyprus is very hot, so don't forget to take refuge under one of these beautiful trees in the courtyard as you're touring around. Beautiful. Inside the church, it's like stepping back in time. You'll see incredible frescoes, icons dedicated to St Barnabas and other important religious people. The artwork here tells the story of faith surviving through centuries of wars, struggles, and change. The St Barnabas Monastery is more than a museum. It's a bridge between ancient Cyprus and modern life. It's also a bridge that intersects between the religions, and it's a reminder of faith, resilience, and roots that still matter today. If you're in Northern Cyprus, this is a must-visit place. I've left the museum and monastery behind me now, and we're walking to the Tomb of St Barnabas, which is just down this little road. As you walk down to the tomb, there's a number of vendors selling different types of souvenirs, fruit, vegetables, and other little takeaways that will remind you of Cyprus. It's a little bit cooler now, so I'm quite enjoying the walk down to the little tomb and church down here. On the way down to the little church where the Tomb of St Barnabas is, you'll see a number of excavations that are taking place that highlight the rich history of this whole area. Have a look at that. Once inside this little church, down here in the crypt is where the Tomb of St Barnabas is. Let's go down these steps. If you don't like confined places, I'd recommend not to go in here. The air is very musky in here. There is candles lit. And that is the Tomb of St Barnabas right before us. Tombs, candles, people making wishes here. This is a very sacred spot. Very dark and musky in here, musky smell. This is also part of the crypt area. What a great history session here today at the St Barnabas Museum and Church. As always, touching the ancient stones of these important places so I can draw upon the energy and the good vibes and take that with me, maybe even all the way back to Australia on my return journey. It's really important to touch and feel these stones because they've been put there so long ago, touched by important people in history, and I want to be part of that energy right to the end. Thanks for joining me today on this tour of the St Barnabas Monastery and Museum here in Northern Cyprus. This place is not only about religion, it's about history. It's where the religions intersect and multi-faith worship happens right here in Northern Cyprus. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, a big adios from your friend, the Hausmeister.